Hi everyone!
Hi guys, how are you?
Hope you're well. My name is Hassan, Govia.
And I am Chiedza, Rwodzi.
And together we make up the dynamic duo behind the UK-based theatre company
Unshaded
Arts.
Arts.
Woohoo! That was not rehearsed. And welcome to our official YouTube channel.
So excited. So excited.
This isn't actually a new YouTube channel. We've had a YouTube channel for as long as our company has been a thing.
Yet we've never been the faces of the YouTube channel.
No, we're about to fix that.
And why? Why, you might ask? Why have we decided to start this YouTube channel? For many reasons, but one of the reasons is there's so much we've learned. So much we've learned, and I feel like we just have a lot to share. And I just think it's time that the world knew what Unshaded Arts is about and who are the people behind Unshaded Arts.
Absolutely. And we'll dive more into our reasons for doing a YouTube channel a bit further in the video. But I personally think, and I hope you agree, it's important to talk about the past. Sometimes it's not important to talk about the past, but for the sake of today, it is. People have to know who we are, how we came to be, how we actually got here in the present moment. And trust me, it's been a story.
It's been a story. And it's been 10 years. We're celebrating 10 years of friendship.
Let's rewind back to those 10 years. So we started off as actors, both of us. Do you want to say where we met?
At Mount View Academy of Theatre Arts, London.
Which is just Mount View. Did you know that?
No, stop.
No, it is. It's just Mount View.
Okay, Mount View. No.
But when we were there, it was Mount View Academy of Theatre Arts. And we trained there together as actors, and we've basically been inseparable ever since. Apart from when she decides to fly back home to Zimbabwe and not tell me. But that's a story for another time.
Yeah. That's a story. But I come back.
You do always.
So that's good.
You do.
Right?
You do come back. You do. While we were both at drama school, we had a shared desire to basically see more variety in theatre.
Just a genuine passion for that. And after several conversations, it just felt like the right thing to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It felt like the right sort of transition.
The thing is, it wasn't like we met and we were like, oh, we're going to start a theatre company. I just think when you align with people artistically, because you don't always, but when you do, it really is something to behold, and you have to kind of capitalize on it, but you don't always know how. We didn't know how to make the most of that partnership, or even that we were going to.
Exactly.
It just organically happened in a way.
And I guess some of the frustrations you had about not seeing certain narratives on the mainstream sort of scenes of creativity and theatre, and I just kind of felt a similar way to how you felt. So we were like, you know what? Let's do this. Let's stop talking about it and actually see how we can actually do something about it, which is what I love, that we actually eventually did something about it.
This isn't like a new thing where people want to see change, people want to see something that speaks closer to what they want to see artistically, and the idea of having people who look like you representing, that's not a new conversation. While I was at Mount View, we did specific solo projects, and my particular project focused on the issue of diversity, specifically for Black actors in the UK. The main thing to take from that, when I sort of looked at the findings of my research, was that actors who are marginalised in some way, they tend to have to navigate spaces that don't favour their experience or that don't prioritise their experience. You can be rendered an outsider at your school or at work, which just makes it so much harder to flourish authentically within your own skin. And that, I would say, helped us to hone in on our mission.
Yeah.
Which is essentially to shine a light on universal stories driven by marginalised voices.
Oh, love
it
that.
Just
It's just Unshaded Arts. What led us to that name?
The definition.
Period.
The definition of the word. It just speaks to everything that we want to accomplish artistically. And there's so many definitions for a word. There is a very specific definition. I found it in the Cambridge dictionary, but I don't know if it's in other dictionaries. And it just, you decide for yourself. Our society is made up of different components. We're not the same people. We may have similarities, but we are not the same person. But without each of us as individuals, without all of the individuals who make up society, it wouldn't be complete. And our desire is to present marginalised voices, especially people of colour, in a way that it just doesn't politicize our idiosyncrasies. We should be able to exist within our own skin, within narratives that are engaging and widely relatable to as big an audience as possible.
I think of my story even coming to the UK. I'm a foreigner, you know. I came.
Foreigner, really?
I really am, though. Don't fight me.
Definition.
By definition, I came into this country. Obviously, I came to study. I have my own unique experience. That made me realize that, like, we're all so different, yet so similar at the same time. You know what I mean? Experiencing things so differently. We're so nuanced. And I think that's kind of part of why I'm excited about us going on this journey of like sharing our stories and even the things that we've produced, the shows that we've done and the people we've engaged with. Because you then just realize like there's so much space for everyone.
Do you know what's crazy about that though? Is ever since we established our company, which was in 2018, we have seen a lot of work that speaks to our mission. Which means essentially that we weren't the only people who wanted to see what we wanted to see. I mean, I'm not going to say that we're the reason for that. Maybe we were. I don't know. we should take some credit. But our issue is very present within the zeitgeist. And I think it will always be relevant in some way. Which would probably make you question, is it worth us still having a company that champions this?
Yes.
100%.
Like, why not?
There is absolutely no harm. In fact, it might even be essential to have an institution, as it were, that essentially makes sure that the mission doesn't get lost. Because I do remember a time when I would watch television as a kid. I know we're talking about theatre, but just art in general, where I would see stories fronted by actors of colour. I mean, let's think back to Nickelodeon. Sister, Keenan and Kel. You didn't necessarily feel like those stories were pigeonholed for just a certain type of person. They were universally liked, universally relatable, but somewhere along the line it does feel like things went backwards. And I think when you don't have a body of some sort keeping that mission at the center or keeping it in focus, you do run the risk of going backwards, which we don't want. You get a lot of institutions that start out with a specific focus, but then do become so embedded in culture that they just are a part of the landscape. Think about the Royal Court. The Royal Court started off as a theatre that championed experimental, in-your-face theatre. Now it's just the Royal Court. That's kind of what we want to be. Eventually, we just want our work to speak for itself and be ever existing within the landscape. No harm in that. Big dreams.
Big dreams.
Another thing that I think is important is that we are a company that focuses solely on new writing. We don't do adaptations because it isn't just about the stories being told, but it is about the voices that are telling them. That is super important. Voices like ours that we, by hook or by crook, want to make sure that we get into the canon.
It's about us focusing on a specific thing that we feel strongly about. There's something powerful about that. When you're not trying to do too much, because I think sometimes you can then just drown in that. The fact that we have a unique focus and our focus is really on the new writing. And I love that.
You're probably wondering, what have we contributed to the canon so far?
Probably like, what have you done?
What have you done to be doing all this talk?
Who are you to be telling us?
What is this lip service? We've done a lot.
We really have.
What have we done?
Like, we have done 4 plays.
4
plays.
Full length.
Full length.
Yep.
Can we talk about the names?
Well, let's start in order.
Okay.
So, it's chronology.
Okay.
We did a full length play called Bougie and a full length play called Bigot, which was our first and second shows.
There was Because.
Play number 3.
Bees. And then I kind of changed it. I switched it up, like the lettering and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, not that I wasn't in flow. I was in alignment. But
I was in flow. The titles were what they were. It just spoke to
But it worked.
It worked. Triple B.
Yeah.
And
then Strangers and Revelations.
We will go into more detail about those projects in further videos. We've also done 2 new writing events, technically 3 new writing events, because we did do a launch event for our company, which consisted of an evening of short plays set within a community space. And we've also done 2 editions of our signature new writing event called Universal, which is essentially evenings of short plays in traditional theatre buildings that speak to our mission.
And I absolutely love that some of the plays have gone on to like do other things as well.
They have, yeah.
Off of, those writing events, and that's amazing.
Let's be honest. Our portfolio is not bad for a company who has heavily relied on self-funding and a few generous donations to get us by.
Oof. Yeah.
And the amazing thing is we're still here.
We are still
still here.
10 years later.
10 years later. Well, we established 7 years ago, but our friendship has been 10 years and forever. But we want Unshaded Arts to be here into the foreseeable, which does neatly tie us back to why YouTube. I think it's just time for us to be really candid about our journey as a company and share that with as many people as possible. Share it with our audience, share it with people who are interested in becoming theatre makers. It might be helpful for you to get an insight into our journey. We may even do some step-by-steps of our processes that we've learned over time. Also, it's really important to share how we've learned from our mistakes, what those mistakes are, and how we've learned from them.
And I think if you can minimize those mistakes as well,
if
you're a theatre maker or a CEO, business owner, I think that really is always useful.
Absolutely.
And there's something profound about documenting, I feel.
So profound.
Like,
honestly.
so profound, because Unshaded Arts is a baby and it's gonna live on. So I think there is something quite beautiful about documenting the process of where this emerged, where it is now, and where it's going.
For sure, because everyone starts from somewhere. What's great about being in a sort of world of content creators is you really do see that. You see how channels grow from the ground up, but you don't always get to be privy to a theatre's journey from the ground up. Unless you are like a person who is really immersed in theatre culture, you don't necessarily know how companies go from here to there. And we do want to encourage more transparency within theatre making for the benefit of those who don't come from traditional theatre backgrounds. If you experience being disenfranchised in any way, especially from art or even business, it's very difficult to know how to start. There's so many things you don't know. Access to information about starting a company, starting a business, and sustaining it can be very difficult to come by if you don't have access. And so hopefully we're here to bridge that gap and use our journey as a blueprint. We'll be the first to tell you we don't know everything. But
we really don't.
We didn't know everything when we started, and we have already built up an amazing repertoire of work. We have so much more to learn, and it's important to share while we're learning. Hopefully that's interesting to you guys. Hopefully it's educational for you if theatre making is a route that you want to go down.
And also, they always say like most small businesses don't survive. And I'm like, I'm gonna fight that.
7 years and counting. We're already proof that that's not, that's not
like, how have we survived? I think that in itself is like.
Yeah. And I think it's important to show people that. And in terms of when we're doing a show, what does that process look like? This holds us accountable as well. If we commit to sharing information, it also means we have to learn more. That empowers us as well as you. Hopefully you're excited to go on this journey with us.
Stay tuned.
For more.
There is more to come.
We have some great projects coming up. We have some fun things in store and just exciting, engaging content that you can make the most of however you choose.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Video 1 done.
Done.
If there is anything you'd like to see from us,
let us know in the comments.
Let us know in the comments.
Subscribe.
If you're here right now, you're at the right stage of our journey to see us ascend.
And maybe this is your sign. Maybe this is your sign to start that company. Maybe this is your sign to rally the people you've been thinking about. Because I know sometimes there's something in your heart and there's something in you that's like, oh gosh, maybe it's fear, maybe it's doubt. Maybe this is your sign. Bye.
See you in the next one. Okay. This is fun.
I know.
Right. Praying the mics did us proud.
I know. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So Thank you very much, guys. Let us know in the. Oh, sorry. Let's do that again.
That's been. Oh, okay.
I keep looking down. This is the part I haven't quite worked out how we're going to do this.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Do that again. So let us know. So let's wrap this up. These are bloopers. These are bloopers.
They're actually great.
We're so doing bloopers.